Do you hate ads? I hate ads. You know what I love? Patreon.com/inkdependence, where patrons get access to a patron-only Discord, ad-free videos, and the joy of knowing they help support this channel. Hello folks, welcome to Inkdependence. I'm Mike, and today I'm bringing you an ink that would come in a box like this. This is a Wearingeul ink, and it's not this one. We've already done Black Cat, and this is an ink that I completely thought I had done a review for, and somehow I did not. I don't even know what happened. It's called Wuthering Heights. It will come in a bottle like this. These are 30 ml bottles. They are $22, and this is an Endless Pens exclusive, much like this Endless Pens exclusive. In fact, I got them at the same time. I don't know what the deal was. I was using it around Halloween, so I think it like showed up in a video but didn't get its own. I don't know, but either way, sorry about that, Endless Pens. I do not know what happened there. Let's look at this on some paper. All right, here it is on the Nebula Casual Note paper, and as you can see, this is a really interesting color. It's kind of a sea glass green. It's sort of like got this pale thing going on. It's an interesting color here for sure, and you'll want to put it in the right nibs. I had this in a couple of pens just because I was like, I don't know, I think I can get more out of it. So as you can see, a little bit of shimmer there, a lot of shimmer in the swatch, a little bit of shimmer in the writing samples, but not a huge amount. So as I say here, this ink is wet enough for sure. I didn't have any problems with it not writing, but it is a little bit thin, and so that's going to maybe have something to do with what nibs you ought to put this in. The performance, some bleed on the 20 pound. I couldn't find the ink to even dip it for this, and I forgot to write that earlier. This is a comedy of errors. Also, somehow I dropped water on it already. Look, it's been a day. Shimmer, some shading here, and it depends heavily on what nib you put it in. So the first pen I had it in was one like this, although it wasn't this one. It was like the Halloween version. This is an Opus 88 pocket pen. They're like a little mini pen. And then I thought to myself, you also just got this beautiful pen, which was made by E.T. Turnings. You can find them on Instagram and I think Etsy stores. And this is made of a material called Operex, at least this is. And this is a pour that they did. And it's absolutely amazing. And it takes a number 5 Yovo nib. And I was like, what if you put it in this little medium nib? Because sometimes a trick with these undersaturated inks or low saturated inks is that if you put them in a finer nib, the ink will be concentrated on the line and it won't spread out. And that is exactly what happened here, and I actually ended up really liking it in this medium nib. So the medium nib makes it much better. It makes it darker. It puts more ink in the line. You can see it's a lot darker in this pen than it is in this, and it's not a matter of flow, it's a matter of concentration. So there's a little tip for you for a low sat inks there. So yeah, really pretty interesting. So let's take a look at that chromatography there while we do a little bit water test. Although you saw I got some water on it earlier and it didn't go well, so I'm not expecting this to have any water resistance at all. Although maybe that was like right after I wrote it. I don't know. This was written a while ago, and then it kind of like got lost. Man, I don't even know what happens sometimes. Halloween, seems like 18 years ago. You can see there in the chromatography that you get like all the shimmer stays where it started because shimmer doesn't move through paper, and you have grays, and then like I don't know, kind of yellow and then cornflower or something. Really interesting colors to get to this sort of seafoam kind of sea glass ink here. Let's go ahead and blot that up. Remember, it's always better to blot than try to smear or wipe because you can like ruin the paper or make it actually worse. So I'm just going to go ahead and blot it. Yeah, actually, there's a little bit left. You can see the dots, but those lines are fully gone. So yeah, no water resistance on this one, I wouldn't say. Just keep this Wuthering Height away from the Watering Heights and you'll probably be okay. All right, let's take a look at this on a bunch of other papers. All right, firstly, this is our Staples 30% recycled copy paper. And I don't really like the way it came out on this copy paper. It just kind of looks kind of weird. I think it's because the ink is thin, and so like it gave it there's a little bit of like spread kind of, and there's some feathering there, which is not super attractive. And the way that it interacted with just sort of like the bad fibers in this paper, because this is like just, 20% or 30% recycled 20-pound paper that is like office copier level, right? It's not meant for wet inks or watery inks or anything like that. And so you did get like bleed through, even though you didn't get that. It didn't look that great. I don't know. It didn't work that great on copy paper. I'd say keep this on the nicer stuff and you'll be happier with it. Although I will say there's a lot more of that shimmer here. That's kind of weird. There's more shimmer here than you see other places, and also I don't know, it's weird. It's kind of weird on copy paper. Not the best on copy paper. And then here on Mormon Croquis paper, which I like quite a lot, I think it worked perfectly fine, especially from the medium nib. From the broader nib, it was less fun, I think, but that's pretty normal because it just was too wide, So I was doing that thing where it just kind of spread the ink out and didn't really let it kind of get together. So yeah, this is interesting that I did a piece on retro reflective studs on roads, like those little cat eye things that are in the roads. Like if you have a good road and it's raining and it's nighttime, you want to have these little studs because they'll reflect your headlights back at you and let you know where the lanes are. Very useful, cool invention. And so go ahead and give it a pause if you want to take a look at this from the 99% Invisible City. But it worked really well on this, especially from the medium nib was much better than the broad. So put this in a medium nib, maybe even finer would be good, but the medium worked well for me. Of course, nothing coming through the other side. Croquis does not allow that except in wild cases. All right, so first of all, we have it in our Inky Fingers notebook. This is wheat straw paper, which is kind of like sugarcane paper, but not quite. And then here, we've got it there in our E.T. Turnings medium nib. I just looked through this, and it turns out I never put... I never put the broad one in here. I don't know what I was doing, but I didn't put it in this book. So there you go. There's the entry for that one. Looks pretty okay, I think, on this paper. This paper is not coated, but it is really fountain pen friendly, so works pretty well. All right, next up, I've got it in my Galen Leather Co. Everyday book, and they're both back to back here. Oh, and it turns out I lied earlier. I had it in the medium first, and then I put it in the broad nib. Interesting. Huh. I misremembered. Look, this was a while ago, and I don't know what's going on with my brain. Also, I said it was an MCI and a medium. I don't know what I'm doing here. It was not. This is a straight up medium. I don't know what's going on with my brain at this point. Maybe might have been a rough month there. I don't know. But yeah, as always, keep it in the medium. The broad just didn't work that great. Just put it in the medium nib. You'll be happier with it, I think. All right, here we have it on our Colodex card. This is, of course, from Well Appointed Desk. You can find these at a bunch of vendors, but these are how I keep my ink samples all in a row. Yeah, it looks really good on here, I think. It's a nice looking color. It came with a lot of sheen there, especially in the swatch. Like I said, you don't get that much in the ink itself most of the time. I don't know what happened here. I think probably what happened there is I went like this and didn't hold down the card and it like just twisted. I don't know, man. I was apparently having a time back when I was doing these samples and stuff. Here is Venta Soda Light, which is a Van Ness Pens exclusive, I believe, and there's not a lot of ink in this ink. These are both low saturation inks, but Wuthering Heights, I think, performed better than Soda Light did. Soda Light really is depending upon that massive amount of shimmer to do the work. So if you want an ink that is mostly shimmer, the Soda Light version is maybe a one for you. Then we have Colorverse Cat's Eye Nebula. I think Cat's Eye also needs to have a little bit more ink in this ink. This is another very low saturation ink. It has a very different shimmer color, but the base colors are like, I don't know, a little bit alike anyway. Then we have this one, which is a Venta ink that I have not gotten in a pen yet, but I'm really looking forward to. This is Sailfin Green, which is, again, a different kind of green. I don't have a whole lot that's like this. This is an unusual color combination, but probably the closest thing is this one called the Faceless Lady by Papier Plume. This is for Chicago Pen Show this year, and Faceless Lady is like a darker, kind of moodier, more verdigris sort of color than Wuthering Heights. And it's a little bit, I like this one a little bit better, frankly, just because I want more ink in my ink. These low saturation inks are not generally my jam. And yeah, Wuthering Heights is, it's good in the right nib. I had to do some, I had to put it in a medium. The broad didn't work out very well, but the medium, I think it was very interesting in this pen, kind of a sparkly, shimmery pen with this like sparkly, shimmery, sort of changeable ink there. So yeah, interesting stuff. So thanks very much to Endless Pens for sending this out to me. Sorry about the mix up and never reviewing it. I don't know what the heck I was up to. And also like writing lines through things and like putting down the wrong nib and like not writing. Look, man, who even knows? Sometimes not everything goes perfectly. It's just kind of the way it goes. It's fine. Well, we get through. Thanks for watching. I'll see you in another video soon. Check this out at Endless Pens. And until next time, peace out.